Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning, 15 minutes. Heichaltzu, Kuntres Heichaltzu. This shiur is the nishmas Rivka bas Avraham. Okay, let's do this. We're tracking through over here. I'm paraked with Dalit already. So it's good effort, I have to say. Everyone that's been joining, learning, and with Hashem, we should continue on in this good derech. It's good achana. Okay, so we're discussing, we're in the middle of page 113, the top of here. So essentially in here, so he gives a perfect footnote that we can jump straight in. In the preceding two and a half chapters, there Rashab explained the two general paths of divine service and how, despite being involved with them, one can still feel yeshus. That's what we've explained. When you saw Hashem through simcha, you saw Hashem through bittul, or through merirus. And we said even simcha, it's very easy to understand. You serving Hashem, they can have yeshus because it's like I'm serving Hashem and I'm enjoying it. And it's all about myself and it's not about God. It could also be when it comes to serving Hashem with a level of with bittul, we said with merirus, bitterness. And even then, you feel good about yourself that you're crying and you mean it and you see how good I am, and you're missing the point, and it becomes all self-serving. He now returns to the primary theme of this mimer, that yeshus will lead to strife and friction between people. And that's what we're talking about. So l'zayz into this, you can't handle your friend. So your friend, we're talking about someone else, that they're also doing good in their avodah, they're working themselves, and they're on a good level. And therefore, because your service and the way you connect to Hashem, and the way you're doing your job of Torah mitzvahs is coming from a yeshus place, and then he's yeshus because that other person's on the same level as you, it affects you. It's like you get in competition and suddenly you're jealous and things like this. I'm talking about that a little later, but like it makes problems for you. Then the person bothers you. It's like when you're in seminary. I know when I was in yeshiva, sort of like this. When someone's like very similar to you on like levels and stuff, it becomes sometimes difficult. And that's what he's saying. And then you hate the person. The cause of it is because you're serving, what you're doing is not coming from the right place. And he raises him up to put the other person down, because it's, so to speak, competition. And how is that person not really good? And you try to sort of catch him out on something. And you profane his avodah, you denigrate it, you put it down. Why? They shouldn't equate you, or you shouldn't be even greater than you. You have to make sure, like it's, so to speak, competition. You have to make sure you look better than them. And also, even if it's not even affecting him, this person. I know love is that people will think that we're similar. Love. Or that they'll think he's greater than you. But the main issue is because of the yeshus, so you can't handle the person, you can't stand it. You're worried about these things. But these things are really not important. And therefore, you hate the person, you can't speak to them. And what do they do wrong? Nothing. They're doing good. If you're doing good, so they're also doing good. They're on the similar level to you. They're doing good, but because of the yeshus, it bothers you. And one of the ideas in learning this is to think about people that bother you. And I hope we don't think that people bother us. But if we look deeply, we might say, "Oh, yeah, actually, that person, when he does this thing, bothers me." We have to look into it and see what's going on and why is this, and is this the issue we're talking about? And even more, it's worse for you when you see that person has something a mile of you. It's uncomfortable. Hey, whether it's intellectually or zihirus or frishus, whether it's something like an extra level of frumkeit, Right? They're more careful. They might not eat this hechsher, and it's like, it's like they don't have that hechsher, and you're like, who does he think he is not having that hechsher? He thinks so from, thinks so much better than me, and it bothers you. You become very angry, enraged. You can't handle this. You can't bear this. It bothers you so much. And what does the person do? It's like the joke. A person that's less from than you, or less chassidus than you, they're frying. Person more chassidus you, they're crazy extremists. That's what he's saying. Either it's like, oh, he's crazy extreme. What is he doing? It's look at he's not doing anything. There's also envy. Asher kasha kishel kina. That envy is cruel as the grave. Envy is really bad, and you're envious of them. In the brackets, page 114 in the bottom in the brackets. This is part of sinas chinam. This envy is also part of sinas chinam. I think no, but it's a reason because they're more from than me, or because they're doing something. There's something specific to it. But he's saying it's not. It's really sinas chinam. He didn't take yours. He didn't do anything. He's doing his own thing. Why is what he's doing, or she's doing, what on her level is your issue? What's it going to do with you? You can also do what they're doing. And they're not stopping you. Yeah. So too, in a physical sense, in like financially, or in gashic things. That you're jealous, you're envious of the other person's gashmis. They have more than you, and I can say that I've had this before. They're like, I don't know, I didn't always have so much money or whatever. And other people that do, it's like, you're jealous, you're envious. I wouldn't say that I hope that they wouldn't have money, that's for shalom. But it's a jealous thing, and meaning, and he's saying, why are you jealous? But he didn't take yours. It's not like they took your money. Like, it's irrelevant. They have their money. You have yours. What's designated to you? Two different things. And it's the blessing of Hashem that makes us rich. Nothing to do with them. So why envious? Oh, I have all this money. I wish I had some of that money. It's like, it's not your money, it's their money. And like it's known, the sinner, if you have hatred because of being envious, there's takana. You can't really fix it. And this is causing more issues of yeshus. Beautiful, very interesting. Kitzur. So even though a person is involved in divine service, he may nevertheless manifest yeshus ba'avodah b'simcha v'ha'etzel b'simcha. That it could be that I still have yeshus in his avodah when he's serving Hashem b'simcha. V'ha'etzel is there, like we talked about. We talked about avodah b'simcha, which is when you serve Hashem, when you recognize how great Hashem is, the yesh ma'ayin, that the world is created through something from nothing, the true nothingness, and the fact that the world exists because Hashem has to put himself and invest himself into this creation constantly, and that's why we're not able to feel him. We said we need these two opposites have to come together at the same time, and you think about that's wondrous. And if you thought about that, the Pasha change you and have this whole, you'd be so connected and so happy. So I've got recognizing how great God is. But we're saying even that, and you can do all these things, you can learn all these things, and you can connect to that, but you still have issues. So why? Because it's coming from Yeshus. And we talk about that's how to fix it, The Yeshus, Bavodas, Shiflus, Basibulazem, and then we said there's also can be Yeshus when you come to Hashem with Shiflus, with humility. Because you feel good about yourself. And it's not about being, truly humble. It's like the story I said yesterday about all the Anavim, all the humble ones should come up to get a Torah, and everyone ran up to get. They said, "Who's this guy? Thinks he's an Anav." They're not. It's not true Anava. The Yeshus Geiremes Sina V'Kina, and the Yeshus causes hatred and jealousy and envy. End of Yud Daled. I have some time, so we'll start Tesvav. Page 117. The preceding chapter concluded by mentioning how Yeshus can lead to strife and hatred. And that hatred can be compounded by envy. The Rebbe Rashab begins this chapter by explaining that although generally envy is an undesirable quality, there are also positive expressions of it. Envy is a good thing. There has positive aspects to it, and that's what we're going to learn now. Even though spiritually there is an advantage to having this envy, being envious, like it says, the envy amongst scribes, meaning like the learners will add wisdom. Why? Because he constantly want to learn. I had a friend. I don't think this is exactly what he's talking about, but maybe he is to a certain extent. I had a friend that learned in Ahavas Yisroel. It's very interesting. And I asked him how was his experience in yeshiva. We had both come back from yeshiva, and he was a smart boy. He knew how to learn. And he said they would stay up to like 2 a.m. learning. I was like, "Wow, that's crazy!" Like, what happened? So he explains it like this. He said that what would happen after Seder, everyone would go do their own thing, and time for bed or whatever, 11 o'clock, they all go to bed. One guy wanted to be a little bit ahead of the class, wanted to be a little smarter than everyone else. So he'd stay up a little later, and he would learn everything. Chazarot, he would learn further ahead, so he would be in the know. And so he'd sound really smart because he's like learned. So then he'd come to class and he'd know all this. And so the guys saw this, and so another guy's like, "Hey, I don't want to be the fool." So he also got up, he stayed up late, and he didn't learn. And then just kept on going, and everyone started so people would learn until like 2 a.m. And so here you see, it was amazing. They got to learn, and he learned so much. But yeah, and that's what he's saying, that because of this envious, like, hey, look how much he's doing, so I'm going to do more. Okay, there's a Medrash Rabbah al pasuk vatakane Rachel b'achayson, like it says in the pasuk in Medrash on the pasuk, and vatakane Rachel is envious of her sister, and so she davened to have as for a child. What does it mean? And so the Medrash says shekin ata b'maisei atayim, she was envious of her good deeds, which is a good thing. Also, like it says, al yikane libcha b'chataim ki'im b'yiras Hashem. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but rather envy the fear of God. But you have to make sure that this envy should be in the right place. So envious is good when you wanted to do good things. You want to add in wisdom and things like this. It's good to be envious of someone that has a lot of good deeds and actions. Because that expects you to also do the right thing, like the story of my friend in the yeshiva. Because of the one guy doing good, that had envy of him, they were envious, so they also pushed themselves to learn more, which is a good thing. Until you come to that level as well, which is a good thing, pushing themselves. I don't want to go over time, so let's finish off a little bit. Because this enviousness comes from it taps into a deep place within you. This is the real thing that maybe you didn't think you had, which is a beautiful thing, because we have to realize that we have so much potential. And it's like they say about the brain, we use so little of it, so too within us. We have so much potential, we can achieve so much, and we use so little of it. In regards to the power of the light, that's and I guess we'll stop here and we'll continue that tomorrow. Just want to finish up before we finish. Someone posted something I wanted to read out loud. Yeah, from equals fanatically religious or modern, and you in the middle. Fanatically religious or modern, and you in the middle. See, from fanatically religious, you or modern. Very interesting. Okay. Have a great day, everybody.